Hello, my friends. I want to share with you. How is Biddy doing, and Biddy ain't doing so great, to be honest. I know that very often when we are reading news, when they are posting about that Bitcoin is very bullish and we are going to the moon, that is mostly happening when we are close to all-time high. And often in the news, when the news are saying, oh no, it's lost, we are going to 25k, that is when we are in the lower part of the range. And usually I say, don't listen to them. Because media works in the way they want to post something that people want to read. And they need an explanation for what's happening. So they will always cover what's happening today, not what's gonna happen later. This could be one of those times that the media are saying we're going down. And that we probably are going up because it looks bullish. We are at strong support. But we're not. I'm one of those that I don't do it often, but I'm one of those that made a few bad positions. I haven't spent all my money from the Valiera low. I haven't done that. It's maybe 25% of my capital. But I was hoping for a little bit higher. I took some profit from 65k. But basically I'm back to soon break even. And I'm starting to think about if you just get a little bit higher, I'm gonna sell out, or maybe we don't get higher. Then it's just gonna be, this is spot positions I'm talking about, and spot positions I never sell in loss. I never do. So it's just a little part of my portfolio. So if it goes in loss, I'll just keep it for as long as it takes to get back up. But anyway, we are gonna take a look at how it looks. And as I said, it doesn't look really good. First of all, we're gonna look at where we are macro. We're gonna look at the macro range. And the macro range is here. And we're gonna look at the weekly. And we see that we are in a position that usually is a buy area. We are at the Valiera low of the macro range. That is usually where we want to buy. But when we look at the indicator, our indicator is the Trading Academy, is the same as Market Cipher B. It doesn't look overly bullish. All up to the monthly doesn't look bullish. Weekly doesn't look bullish. Daily doesn't look bad. Daily doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bullish, but it doesn't look overly bearish. But then it goes down to the 4-hour, and then it starts to look pretty bearish again. And what we want to take a stake or take a direction higher, we want to see at least more time frames bullish than bearish. And maybe it can be a little bit bearish in the high time frame. That happens, but at least we have to be bullish in the low time frame. But we're not. 1 hour is yeah. The 2-hour, it looks pretty bearish. 24 minutes looks pretty bearish. 12 minutes looks pretty bearish. Most of it looks pretty bearish. It's not a lot of momentum to track. And we also have another indicator where we have another program. This is the program of Excel charts. And this is a high time frame for Exocharge. This is a 1 hour time frame for Exocharge. And here I have shown you, or I'm showing you, what the market is doing and what the CVD is doing. The CVD represents the market. The price, well, the price represents the price. So what we usually want to look at when we look at CVD and the price, we would like to see that the price is going up while the CVD is going down. That means someone, a bigger player, is buying up the market and pushing the price up while the market is shorting. That's a good sign, because that shows us that the whales want the price to go up. Or we can see, if we are looking for the price to go down, we can see that the market is selling, pushing the price down. Sorry, that was wrong. That the price is pushing the price down, but we see that the market market, they are buying up. That means that the big players, they wanted to go down, and at one point, most of the market is gonna be in a really bad position. They're gonna be underwater, and they're gonna get liquidated, and we're gonna get the drop that we want. Right now, the market is shorting. The price is going down, but it's not going down as fast as the market is shorting. So for me, it looks like that the whales, the people that control the money, they are holding back. They're not letting the price go, because sometimes the market and the price is doing the same thing. You see the market is buying and the price is going up. We see the market are selling and the price is going down. And that is basically the whales and the market are agreeing in a direction. Right now, the market is not pushing the price up. So it's holding the price at a level. So it seems to me that they are distributing. They want to get rid of positions. And at one point, they're going to be happy. And then they're just going to drop the market. They're not going to hold the price anymore. We see this very often happening in the CVD. We see when it happening when the price is pushing up and the market is pushing down, and we see the reactions, and we also see what's happening right now. When the market makers and the whales are artificially holding the market down from dumping. So now we see that the market is going slightly down, but the market is really, really, really shorting. And it's not the best. It's not the best sign, to be honest. We still have some support, and if you go a little bit higher up in the time frame, and we're going to look at the monthly, and the monthly is mostly resistance right now. Is resistance above us. That means if we get bullish here, we still have some resistance to go through. So a pump from here doesn't say 70k. I would expect maybe 66k. So there is something that might give me the hope for 66k. Around here, I'm gonna show you in a bit. We see the weekly support and resistance. We basically have a couple weekly support below us, but we have more weekly above us. And that is also not the best sign, because we are going lower and lower and lower for every week, and we cannot take back supports. Daily support is not that important. But basically we have a lot of daily resistance and not that much of daily support. We see something that's marks us the right way. We do not have much support between 50 and 42. So at least we want to hold the 50 area, or 47. I know there's some support at 47. So we want to hold that area below 50 area, and if we can close a daily below 50, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. At least not for my positions. So we're gonna look at where we are right now. We are in this range, and very often what we are looking for in a range is a reaction to some sort of technical level. And very often we get a reaction to a technical level. We want this reaction with some bullish momentum. So now we're going to use the Fibonacci, and we're going to use the Fib standard. I'm going to use the golden pocket, so that means I have to turn off some stuff. So this is the golden pocket. What we really want to see when we come up and we come down, we want to see a reaction, a good reaction to the golden pocket. Here we didn't have much reaction. It works as a flip, and then we went lower. So if we go to the first leg up in this range, where we got the push to the upside, all-time high from the low, and went to all-time high, and then we establish resistance. And then we went back, and then we start developing a range. And this is a big time frame. This is not daily. This is a big time frame. And we came back towards the low, and maybe many of us was expecting us to go down and hit the low again. But we see the golden pocket. We got a really good reaction to the golden pocket. The reaction was not that good on the daily with the momentum. But if we go down to the lower time frame, let's say we go into the hourly, and we see the reaction was much better. We were money flow in the red, but then we started getting the money flow go out to the bullish side. We start having positive money flow and stuff like that, and overall it was going up. And then we got some hourly bullish divergences and stuff like that. Overall, it was not the best reaction, but we had a good reaction with follow-ups on bullish momentum. And we had it in the 1 hour, we had it on the 24-minute, 12-minute down, and that's good enough for us day traders. But we went up to the top of the range again from this position. So now we are looking, or we can take another one. We can actually take golden pocket from the top of the range, from our all-time high to the bottom a couple weeks ago at 47K. And we see that we hit the golden pocket pretty solid on the golden pocket. Pretty good reaction from the golden pocket. Only problem, this was the golden pocket downwards. And this was 65K. This is where I took profit. This is where I recommended many of my followers in the community to take some profit, because maybe we're going higher, but this is a good place to take profit. I should have listened more to myself and take more profit, to be honest. So there was a good reaction to the downside, and it's not really good that the reaction is still following for future bullishness. So now we are on the way down, and I'm expecting a reaction to the golden pocket at 54K. The thing about these places I'm expecting reactions, it develops all the time. Because when we had this first top around 62K, so I said I'm expecting, if we go down, I expect a reaction to 53K, because that's where the golden pocket was at that point. So we also have dynamic support and resistance also going up over time or down over time. So this develops all the time. So many said, this is a long time ago, but when we were at 20K, I said that I'm expecting a test to 16K, or I'm looking for a test to 16K. That might happen. That's a possibility. We never got back to 16K. And now we're at 60K, and people start bringing up, yeah, but that time you said we're going to 16K. We were at 20. We went to 60K or 70K. No, I didn't say we're going to 16K. I said that there's a possibility that we go to 16K, because there is support and there is technical levels that we are looking for to a continuance of a long. when we are looking for, or when we are looking at a trend, let's take the high time frame. This leg up that we have right here is not a healthy leg. This is not a healthy push. This pushback we had here, or this retrace we had here, is part of a healthy pushback. We see that in the last bull run, this leg up is not healthy. It's not a healthy push up. It went crazy. It went from what it was, 5K to 60K. It was insane, but it wasn't healthy. So we were looking at some sort of because we want the market. We want the market to go in a healthy way, like this. This is how we want the market to go. This is healthy. And this is the way we see that we have established support along the way up. So everything that doesn't look healthy, we expect a break at some point. And the macro right now is not very healthy. So it doesn't mean that we're going back to 25K. It doesn't mean, but when I'm seeing that we have an unhealthy move, especially on the lower time frame, than 1 hour, 2 hour, 24 minute, I expect the market to break at some point, and then I have some support. Then I expect it to hit and show bullishness. So when I said at 20K, I look at 16K. I want to see a reaction to 16K. I think we might get to 16K. That means that market was unhealthy, and it was likely that we're going to see 16K, but it wasn't not 100% sure we're going to see 16K. So when people brings that up 2 years later, you said we're going to 16K. No, I never said we're going to 16K. And right now, the market is unhealthy. The support, well, if we're going to be 100% healthy, we're going back to 30K. So that is a possibility. I'm not saying we're going to 30K, but it's a possibility for us to see 30K, because that is where the market would be, let's say, healthy. So we would like to see, if the market is going to be healthy, we would like to see, of course, we would like to see some sort of reaction to the previous swing high, the consolidation area. We've got that at 48K. So from here to here, the market is quite healthy. But from here, in this area, there is no sign of health in this area. And I'm not saying we're going to 32K, but there's a possibility if we go lower than this low over here. If you lose 48K, there's a possibility that we're going down to the previous low or swing high. So just look at that. We're going to look at what we look, and I go back and forth on this one. And right now we are looking for a technical level. We are looking for a reaction to the golden pocket at 54K. And that is basically, if we lose this golden pocket, we can add one more level. We can add the 786, because very often we see a reaction to the golden pocket, but we may have a reaction as far down as 786. If we're losing the 786 at 52K, I'm not going to turn very bullish. We might get a swing failure pattern of the low at 48K, but if we lose this at 52K, I'm pretty sure we're going to see lower than 48K. And when we look at the weekly, we have a weekly support at 51. And if we're going to see lower than 48, and at least we're going to have a daily lower than 48, that means we are going to establish us below strong resistance. And that means we can look for the next strong resistance. So we have to look for a monthly or a weekly. And then we have a monthly or a weekly. And where do we have monthlies? Well, monthlies we have to go down to 25K to find a monthly strong support. But we can go down to 41K to find a strong weekly support. We can look at the dailies because they might hold something. Dailies are more accurate, but the reaction is more accurate, but the strength is lower. So many dailies will just be penetrated, but if we have a reaction, it's going to be a more accurate reaction. The weekly and monthly are going to be less accurate, but they're going to be stronger. So we have everything is a zone. Reaction is in the zone. So we can turn on the what we call dynamic support and resistance. Then we turn on. I'm using EMA 800, 250. People using different EMAs, but that is what I'm using. And also we don't on the daily we don't have any support below 50k and 42k. There is not much support. We can look for. I'm starting to blend in other traders and their analysis, because I've seen many talk about support at 50k, 45k. We see a low at 45k. I'm up to this date, I haven't found where is the support at 45k. So I was looking for the support at 45k. I don't see much support at 45k. Basically, but the momentum is not good. So and it doesn't look overly bullish on most time frames. So sadly, I would say, my friends, yes, the news are maybe right at this point, and there's coming a lot of news of experience with engulfing candles. Look at the weekly last week. Last week engulfing candles. Yes, I have I have experience and thoughts of engulfing candles, and engulfing candles are bad, and that's some of the reason I'm not overly bullish. Also because of the candles, but I'm also not overly bullish because every week we made a resistance, and we haven't been able to take that resistance. And if you look at this week, the week we are in right now, if we look at developing week, so we are basically below Monday high, we are below Monday open, and there is not much bullishness to trace. But yeah, engulfing candles, I'm using bear engulfing, and I'm using bear engulfing and bull engulfing candles to predict direction together with other things. I'm also using a lot of fair value gaps, and let's look at the fair value gap. So basically we have it didn't establish fair value gap, actually it was taken out in the next one. But in this week there was a fair value gap, and I expect the fair value gap to be filled out at some point. And I accept. I'm looking for the fair value gap to act some sort of support. Here we had a fair value gap establishing. Look, so basically we had a fair value gap up to this candle when this started. So what I want to see for an extended push, and this is on the high time frame and low time frame. Even if I'm scalping, I'm still looking for fair value gaps. So I would like to see a reaction down to the fair value gap, preferably 50% of the fair value gap, not all of it, but depends what's coming. So I want to see a reaction down to the fair value gap, and then a reaction to the upside, and we got that. We got that basically. So we took out all the fair value gap over here, and then we have a bullish engulfing candle, and that was like an entry for me from the 58k and up to 65k, where we had heavy resistance. So and this is, I didn't buy from this bottom because at that time we were at that bottom. I was on a plane from Thailand to Norway, and I didn't have the chance to buy. I didn't buy around here, so this is where I bought. So that's basically why I'm in a bad position right now. I took some profit up here, but I didn't take out everything. So that's from the beginning of the stream, I told you I'm in a bad position. I'm still in a bad position. So yeah, I'm using engulfing candles. But right now I'm hoping for a reaction. I'm hoping for a golden pocket reaction at around 54 to 55k. That is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to see some bullish momentum on the daily. We're not gonna get any bullish. We're not gonna get any bullish divergence on the daily. We might see bullish momentum, and we are seeing bullish momentum. We are seeing that we're going higher in the momentum. The money flow is coming up, but for it to be a bullish divergence on the daily, that means that the price have to go down here, and that is we don't want to see that. So forget about the daily. We're not gonna see a bullish divergence on the daily. And if we have a reaction from this area, I'm not expecting us to see all-time high. I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting to see maybe back in the range. Let's see the back in the range, maybe back to equilibrium, maybe back to the point control at 67k. And I'm praying for us to have that reaction because I haven't lost any money right now. I haven't lost anything because I made bunch of money in this range. I have like more than 150% profit on my spot bags in this range. So this loss would just be a minor loss on 10-15%. So basically I have made money anyway. And at one point we're going up again, so I just leave this position. But still, it really feels so bad when you're losing a little bit of money, or not losing, I'm using the wrong word. When you're in a minus, it feels so bad. So I'm praying to some Lord. I'm not Christian or anything. I'm praying to someone that we get back up to 67k, and that is what I'm looking for right now. If we have a reaction to the golden pocket, as we already know, we're not gonna have bullish divergence on hourlies on the daily. So we may have a bullish divergence on the 4 hour. Is possible. The 4 hour is possible to have a bullish divergence, so we could look for the 4 hour. I'm basically a day trader, so I'm looking for the 1 hour, maybe the 2 hour. So it's possible. It's possible for us to still take lower. We can do like this, have a reaction down here. And remember what I said about the 786, that is also part of the golden pocket. So we can have a reaction down to this area, and we can then have momentum like this, and we can start to see the money flow going in the green. This would be a good reaction on the hourly. I would like to see this reaction on the hourly. I would see 24 minutes and 12 minutes and down. This would be a great reaction. I would probably add to my position and take a little bit faster profit this time to make sure it's a win. So this would be a good reaction. So, but if we are not going down, what do I expect for the day? We can go back to Exo charts. This is a TPO chart, and we basically see selling tails. I have it in my TA as well. When we open the TA, I'm putting the buying selling tails into my TA, but I can explain a little bit around what I'm looking for at this one. So you see this really small selling tails it's not overly important. The big selling tails are important because they show us that there are market strength. There are buyers who want to protect that area. So we go back to we had one large buying tail from long time ago. Doesn't matter. We had it at this bottom, and we can see the candles. We see the candles behind here. It's a little bit weak, but we see the candles. And we see a good reaction in these candles. We see a wick down that made a new buying tail, a new pretty strong buying tail, but we see a good reaction. We see closing of 30-minute candles in this previous buying tail. So this is a strong sign. This is a good sign that it's holding. But I want to see more reaction. I want to see a faster reaction away from the area. But we had a good reaction to a good selling tail where it was bull previous that held the price. And yeah, this is probably 2 weeks ago when we had a low at 40. No, it wasn't. It was, yeah, it doesn't matter. It was, it says invalid date. I don't know why. Maybe I need to restart, but I don't want to restart right now. So, if we look at this, we have a selling tail above at 59K, and we doesn't have a selling tail from our top right now. That means that top that happened this morning, it's not protected. It's not very. It's not a protected area from the bears. It's nothing. We don't want to push down, and we have some support from the bottom. So I expect us to come a little bit up this day. So we have a golden pocket. I'm expecting a reaction. That is what I do. I expect a little bit up today or maybe tomorrow, but I'm looking for the area around 59, because when we get back to 59, then it's not a big area selling tail. It's not a big, it's not an important area, but we are so bearish. The momentum is so bearish, so it might hold us back, and then we start seeing we all have a lot of selling tails above us. We don't have that much buying tails below us, so we don't have so much holding us back. We have more pushing us down where we go. Single prints is also a support and resistance area. If we take the single prints, if you chew into it, we're gonna take all of it, but it might give us also resistance before this single print. So the single print is at 58. We can look if we have some other support at 58. We go to hourly and we look for a little bit lower, look for a daily. And we have 57, and we're going to turn on the single prints on this one. And we see we have a single prints, we have a daily in the same area. So this is a very interesting place to start looking for a short. For example, we see we have the closest selling tail. Above here we also have a daily. Do we have a weekly? No, we have a weekly below us. Do we have a monthly? No, it doesn't have a monthly exactly there. So if we can take back this 57, 58 area in the single prints, yeah, it was actually not what we were looking for. We were looking for this single print. I just saw that daily right now, and I also saw this daily and single print in the area, so that is also 57. Yeah, let's see on the TPO what we see on the TPO. Well, yeah, there is the single print. It's been created after I did my first TA this morning. But yeah, there is no selling tail from the top. I expect us to take it. We don't have any other support and resistance right in this area. Yeah, we have a daily. It's a flip daily. It's a daily that's been flipped. It might work as resistance. It's not 100% sure. If it's going to work as resistance, this is a flipped daily. If it's going to work as resistance, it's going to work again. It's not the last time it's going to work, but this is the first time we look at it. If it's going to work as daily flip area, might not work. If it's going to work, it's going to work again. It's going to be a stronger resistance. So we hope not. So I'm waiting for a reaction from this bottom. That is what I'm waiting. I'm expecting, because we have a selling tail at the bottom. We had a good reaction away from this selling tail. We didn't have a good reaction from this selling tail, because you see we have 2 hours in this area of buying tail. But we have this buying tail that we created down today. It's a good reaction up. That means there are bulls down there, and we expect them to protect this area again. So for the lower time frame, I'm in a long, and I'm expecting us to go back to the selling tail where the bulls are protecting at 59K. That is what I'm expecting. But but I'm also looking for a good reaction. So the only reason, if we react from this golden pocket here, we're gonna have some sort of reaction. We're gonna have a reaction. We already had a reaction, and we might come up. But I want to see a bigger reaction with a bigger momentum on the hourly, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. The daily is impossible. We cannot get a daily good div from this area. We can get daily bullish momentum from the daily, but we're not going to get a div. It's impossible. So what we are looking at is bullish divergence, preferably on the 1 hour, 2 hour, and down, and that could take us back to 66k area around. But if we lose this area, we are losing this golden pocket. I'm gonna turn off a little bit stuff. We are losing this golden pocket that are at 55k, and we come down and we even lose the 52k. That means we're gonna see lower, and I think we're gonna see the bottom here. This is a good buying tail at the bottom. It's a good buying tail at the bottom. So we might see a reaction, but I don't expect that reaction to be the reaction that takes us to all-time high, because it's a good buying tail, but it's not overly huge, and much of the resistance is around this area. So we may get a swing failure pattern and see a little bit higher. We might be overly bullish. It could happen. We have a good reaction from this lay down and have a good reaction, maybe back to equilibrium around 62k. Might happen, but I'm not overly bullish. Losing this fifth area, but to be sure, we have to have a fast reaction from this area. We have to establish a daily close above the daily or the weekly. We can absolutely not close below the daily. That is really, really, really bearish. And we see that every month and every week now we have just created more and more and more resistance above us, more and less support below us. Is not bullish. It's not bullish right now. In this area, in this macro range, this is the area I would say buy. But we already had a try of buying. We bought, and we had a reaction to equilibrium. Equilibrium is a place that we very often going to have a reaction from. We can basically, we have good reaction from equilibrium from down here, and then we take much lower. So we had a reaction and we had a 16% drop. We might get something like that right now. We had a good reaction to equilibrium over here. The thing is, it doesn't look as a really good reaction. Equilibrium is just 50%. So we just have to take what we have. We can use the percentage, and we can see that, of course, in this area, it doesn't look like equilibrium had a good reaction, but the 50% was actually here, not there, because this was previous in the range. So this was equilibrium at that point. Really good reaction at the equilibrium in May. We can also look at point control. Had really good reactions as point control, as also a reaction from point control and down to the value low is bad. It's bad because we most likely going to have a bigger reaction and another low. And we can open this range and we can pull it back. We can pull it back to this area. And then we will see the point control is almost the same place. So if we take it a little bit back before this happening, so we see the point control is still at the same area, and we had a really good reaction from what was the point control that we didn't establish at that time. So the point control has been almost the same place at all times, and we had good reaction to points of control. And equilibrium also, we had good reaction. We pull it back, we see that we have good reaction to equilibrium. That is, but if you look at that, if you look at the equilibrium, when we have a good reaction, we had a bottom, we had an equilibrium. At this point, we had a good reaction to the golden pocket. Golden pocket. Same standard, take off everything because I have everything on. So we had a good reaction to the golden pocket, from the equilibrium to the golden pocket, very good reaction to the upside, and that is what I'm hoping for right now. If we don't have that good reaction to the golden pocket after being rejected at the equilibrium, I'm expecting lower, much lower. So we had this reaction to the equilibrium in the macro range. Why did I delete the equilibrium at this point? I see I deleted it. It's not here anymore. I'm gonna put it up later, but basically we can find it. So the equilibrium is here. I'm gonna put it back. I somehow deleted it. I just gonna put it back on. I'm using a dashed line or dotted line, and dashed line and strong one. So I'm just gonna put it back so I have it. So we had a good reaction to equilibrium. I'm expecting a reaction to the golden pocket. If we don't get that reaction from the golden pocket, I'm expecting lower, much lower. We had a previous reaction to the equilibrium over here. You can see, where was this one? We had, no, we didn't have. It was not the, I'm sorry, it was not. But we had a good reaction to something over here. So we were looking at, I don't remember what we had a reaction to, but we were looking for a reaction from the golden pocket. We didn't have a reaction from the golden pocket at this point. This is not the golden pocket. This is the golden pocket. So we did not have a good reaction to the golden pocket. We were looking for 786 and we lost the 786. That was really bad. And then we knew that we we're going to take the low by some, and we did take the low by some. So that is what we're looking at the moment. We are looking for a reaction at the golden pocket. If you're losing the 786 at 52, that's really bad. And losing that one is probably gonna make us take the low at 48k, and taking the low at 48k, there is not much support left, and another test down there is probably gonna bring us down, and it's gonna bring us down to 40k is what I believe. So for today, let's look at the reaction. And short, if you don't get a good reaction, we can also take another from the top to what might be the reaction. Let's say the golden pocket is, here's the golden pocket. We get a reaction from the golden pocket, and then a short area would be, a really good short area would be around 61k. The previous really good short area was 65. Now the really good short area is 61. Maybe a little bit lower. Maybe we're going to have a reaction at 0.5, because 0.5 seems to more active on the lower time frames. On the lower moves, 0.5 seems to be more active. So around 60k to 62k is a good area for short. If we still are printing bearish on the daily 4 hour and down, because I think we are. But of course, it could change. It could be bullish from the week. No, it's not going to be bullish from the weekly for some time. It could be bullish in the 4 hour and daily and down. It could be, and a reaction, bullish divergence. I'm messing up. Bullish momentum and most of the time frames, and going back to the golden pocket is not going to be that interesting anymore. It's short, always, yeah, but it's not going to be that interesting for a big trade, of course. So, but if it still continue to show pretty bearish on most of the time frames, is going to be more interesting with a short from this area. This could be something that brings us down and gives us some money. So this was today's update, this week's update. Maybe I come back with later. It doesn't look overly bullish. The news is pretty right, and we're looking for the reaction at the golden pocket. That is the last defense we have in this range, and I'm really hoping us to get it. So that was everything for today. If there are any questions in our Discord, yeah, Nvidia dropped big yesterday. Aerostox is following a day. I don't I don't really count on Bitcoin following the overall market. Very often when the market is dumping, Bitcoin is pumping. So, but right now, everything is basically dumping. And that's also is a bad sign. Yeah. But Bitcoin can be bullish when Nvidia hasn't been bearish for a long time. But I don't really look at the correlation on Nvidia and Bitcoin really. And Bitcoin, I look at other, and my positions right now is Bitcoin, bigger positions, Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. And what I'm basically gonna do, I don't think I'm gonna go in positive in Bitcoin at this point, but I'm hoping for a reaction today on Bitcoin, and that's gonna take me back in positive in Solana, not Ethereum, because Ethereum looks terrible. We're gonna take a look at Ethereum. It looks terrible. Honestly, that looks really, really bad. So we can look at the macro range. I haven't mapped out the macro range, but basically the macro range is here. We could put the macro range today, but I don't want to do that because we basically lost it so much. So the macro range is here. The previous range before this macro range, that would be around here, and we're on a good way down in that range. So I expect we're gonna take the value low of that range. That's 2146, and then we can look at the previous range before that one, not the right one. We can look at the previous before that one, and if we lose that low, we can target this range. Sorry, Ethereum looks terrible. It looks terrible. So yeah. I'm not getting back in positive there. My buy at Ethereum was about 3,000, and it looks terrible. I expected to lose more, maybe down 1,800, around this area, 2,000, 1,800. So this is where I'm going to buy in at Ethereum right now. It looks terrible. Solana doesn't look that bad. Macro range, we're still in the macro range. We're in the low of the range. We have some support below us, not much, but we have some weekly below us. We could go down to 100, around 100, but it looks much better. We're in a much better position as Solana. Of course, we have a really strong weekly bearish momentum candle, but we're in a much better position. We're in the low in the range. We haven't lost the range. We're still in the golden pocket. We have the 786. It looks much better. I'm much more hopeful for Solana. And when Bitcoin is having a reaction, it doesn't need a big reaction. Bitcoin can have like a 3, 4, 5% reaction, but Solana is gonna have a 15-20% reaction. So if you have a reaction from here, if you have a reaction from Bitcoin today, as I'm hoping for, we might get a reaction back to point control around there. That's 13%. We can look at the equilibrium. And the equilibrium is, yeah, even higher. Equilibrium is much higher than point control. So point control, yeah. Thing is, when equilibrium and point control is not in the same place, this is a no-go area. Used as a no-go area because we can have a reaction at equilibrium and we can have a reaction at point control. Very often in a good range, the point control and equilibrium is gonna be almost the same place. Almost the same place. But right now, I'm hoping for a reaction back to point control on Solana, and if we have a reaction from Bitcoin. So Solana is much more percentage. So Bitcoin is basically an index for everything else. So if you have a reaction on Bitcoin, we're going to have a bigger reaction on altcoins. And of course, we have to look where the altcoin is laying in support and resistance. And Ethereum, I have no hopes for Ethereum. There is no support. There's only resistance, and it looks to go much lower. So even a reaction, we might have a reaction on Ethereum, but not very confident on a Ethereum reaction. Well, the dollar is giving a direction in the moment that day. It doesn't really matter. The stock can be on a way down. The dollar can be on the way up. It doesn't really matter. But or Bitcoin for that sake. If dollar is pumping, that's going to have an immediate reaction at Bitcoin. It's the same reason for the stocks. If you have Bitcoin, you are exchanging in dollar. If dollar is dumping, there's going to be a recording. So it's going to be a recording. It's going to be in the YouTube. If dollar is pumping, that means that your Bitcoin is going to be less worth. So what bigger traders do that have billions of dollars, they just sell their Bitcoin, and after a few hours, they're going to buy back. Just because it's basically free money. Yeah, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4%, but it in $1 billion, that's money. So when Bitty is dumping, Bitcoin is going to be more worth, and they're going to buy in on Bitcoin because they get much money back when it's changed for the dollars. That's just the immediate reaction. So it sets something in motion, and it does in stocks as well. So if we are in some stocks or whatever stock we are in, and we are at strong support, and the dollar is dumping, that support is gonna have a reaction to the upside. If we're not at strong support, it's probably not gonna have that good reaction. And Bitcoin is the same. If you have strong support and the dollar is dumping, it's gonna be really, really positive. Right now, we are hoping for a reaction at the golden pocket, but we are not at strong support. Sorry. The strong support are above us, and it's not support, it's resistance. Strong support are longer down at 40K. So, well, what was I on? Yeah, basically, getting back to, we're looking for the reaction at the golden pocket, and Solana for me is where I want to go in and have some profit if we have a good reaction on Bitcoin, because it might go back to point control and give us some better percentage than Bitcoin. Same applies for every other altcoin. If you have an altcoin, do your TA, find your support and resistance. Are you at a good support and we have a good reaction on Bitcoin? We're gonna have a better reaction on that altcoin. So that is basically how it works. But right now, I'm in a position on Bitcoin, not that big. Bigger position on Solana. And sorry to say, I'm probably in a bigger position than that in Ethereum, and that's not good. I did some wrong choices this time. I do sometimes. I mess up. And I did mess up. Basically, can tell you why I messed up. The reason I messed up is because I'm listening too much to the maxis in the Discord. I'm listening to the maxis. They're saying everything is going up now and blah, 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 and rate cut and everything. And yeah, basically the rate cut is coming. And the rate cut I think is going to be bearish for Bitcoin in the immediate reaction, because it's going to strengthen the dollar and it's going to dump in Bitcoin, but it may be positive for Bitcoin in the long run. But in the immediate reaction, it's probably going to make Bitcoin dump. But yeah, so they were only bullish, and they were talking about the time and where we are at this point, and I got affected by the maxis. Never get affected by the maxis. We are traders. We have to look at the technical science. We have to trade after the technical science. But right now I didn't. I was affected by the maxis screaming so high. So that is also really good thing. If you're in a Discord, do your own plan. Don't listen to others, because I'm in a bad position because I listen to others. Do not listen to others. Do your own thing. Do what works for you. If you're in a long and the Discord is screaming, we're going down. Fuck them. Close. Sorry, that word. Maybe not a lot on YouTube. Close your Discord. Be finished with your position and go back to the Discord when you're finished. Don't have that annoying disturbance from the Discord. Follow your plan. So that's a good thing. All right. This has been a lot of jibbery jabbering. Because roofed. Yeah, I'm not gonna start reading again now. If you have some interest, come in our Discord. The link is down below. You can ask me anything. My Discord is only now Discord. We are coming with a course in not so long time. Technical TA course, trading course with Unitrader. Really good trader. It's basically a scalp trader, but it's really good on price action. We have a Norwegian course, of course. It's finished. It's been finished for a year. You can buy the course, and if you buy the course, you get in the VIP in the Discord. In the VIP in the Discord, you can download my levels and my setups and everything. But that's not open for English yet. It's coming. It's coming. But every day we have a live session every day at New York Session Open. Is Unitrader. He's a really good trader. He's not that much of a crypto trader. He's more of a stock trader, and he's trading a lot on the Nasdaq. But he's really doing really great. And some of our traders, Norwegian traders, that took my course, my TA course, my trading course, is also getting really beastie at trading the Nasdaq. They took my crypto course and they follow Unitrader, and they're getting really good Nasdaq traders. So basically, but I'm hoping we can develop more crypto traders in time. But basically, TA is the same. If you trade Nasdaq or crypto or Forex, whatever we're trading, TA is the same. The basics is the same. The reason people are trading Nasdaq is because Unitrader is basically a Nasdaq trader. But really awesome trader. In our Discord, is free every day from New York Open. Unitrader is hosting the Nasdaq Open for free for everyone. So hope to see you in the Discord. If there are any questions, come in, ask me. All right, thank you for today. I'm coming back in a video. For 100% sure, I'm coming on Monday, next Monday. But I'm maybe gonna make a new video later this week to see how the reaction is from the Golden Pocket, if we have a good reaction from the Golden Pocket. Right now, I'm hoping, I'm praying, but I'm not overly confident. Thank you.